It's always better to have freshly ground coffee. Ideally, you want to use coffee within 15 minutes of grinding because the aroma and volatiles will dissipate. Then here we're using a scale so that we can measure the amount of water that we're using for the coffee ground so that we get the right ratio.
You've dared it, so you zeroed out the weight of the equipment.
So we're using 1 gram of coffee for 16 grams of water is the ratio that we're going to be using for this. Then you don't want to use boiling water because it will give you overly bitter flavor. So after you boil your water, you want to let it cool down just a bit.
So I make my coffee at about 92. What do you measure?
I do I do Fahrenheit, so 200. It's probably about 92.
200. So that makes it 168. 33. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back to that calculation. Yeah.
So then first we'll just saturate the grounds.
And those bubbles are all CO2 from the coffee?
That's CO2 coming out of the coffee. Let it sit for a little while.
I think this is the one point at which I prefer the AeroPress over the pour over, is the seepage for the initial bloom. Sort of, my inverted AeroPress at least keeps it all intact.
Yeah. Then we'll slowly add the rest of the water.
How much coffee did you take?
This was 34.
34 grams. Okay. How much equipment, etc. are you now selling on the site, coffee making stuff?
So now sales is about 15% of our total sales is coffee.
So you've got the AeroPress.
So we have the AeroPress, all different Hario equipment. We have these AeroPress filters, the reusable AeroPress filters, the travel caps. We have Baratza grinders, so these grinders we sell. That's about it. I mean, that's the other thing is that coffee brewing equipment is pretty hard to find. So before e-commerce came around, it was very difficult to get access to any of this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's been, I mean, even on we sell the paper filters on Amazon, and we sell a few of those a day just because there's no these filters. It's hard to find.